The weather didn't look too good when we were leaving, but we headed off anyway. Luke had fitted a whole heap of new gear to his Ranger and only just finished the night before. He was literally bolting up the last few nuts and bolts as we were leaving.
Had a huge downpour and it is flooded everywhere. There's huge rocks washed across the roads, tree branches, absolutely torrential downpour.
This section of road was between Beechworth and Bright and had seen a lot of water pass through.
I'm not too impressed with getting my car dirty.
The Ranger, what do you expect?
How's Ranger life treating you, Stiddy?
It's awesome.
Second time you've been working on it today.
How good is this, Ryan?
What a
Perfect. When we did get a break in the weather, we got magnificent views like this, clouds rolling through the hills. It was just spectacular and it really made the trip worthwhile. King Hut was a welcome sight with the weather that we were having.
That door was closed, it warmed right up.
Day 2 and we were greeted to more rain. We were hoping that it would clear before we had to pack up, but we weren't in luck. King Hut was a fantastic hut to spend the night. It had recently had restoration work carried out and it was in amazing condition. After we'd finished packing up, the weather cleared up, the sun came out and we were greeted with blue skies as we left the valley. On our way up to Lake Cobbler, we were greeted to these amazing waterfalls. The heavy rains had really turned it on. We rolled into Licola about an hour after the general store closed, but the owner noticed us pull up and he came out and refueled all our cars for us. It was fantastic service. I didn't film any of our drive along Burgoyne or Mount Margaret tracks. We were in the cloud and fog most of the time, so visibility was poor, it was dark, and all we really wanted to do was drive the track and get to a clearing where we could see the meteor shower that was due that evening. And yeah, we achieved both and had a great time. Doing a cracking job there, Ryan.
Hard at work. That's where Chris did.
This dude's got it.
Action shot.
Right in the firing line. Caught up that end. Yeah. Here's Luke in his Ford Ranger PX2, 2-inch lift, 33s, brand new front bar. He's absolutely loving his time out in the bush now that it's all set up. Got Phil in the 80 series, 2-inch lift, 33s, and a freshly rebuilt 1HZ turbo. And Ryan in the Prado 120 series. He's only just picked this vehicle up, so it's his first time in the bush and he's really having a great time in it. Here we've got Winger in the 100 series Land Cruiser, all set up for long range touring. This thing's an absolute beast. Burgoyne Track and Mount Margaret Track the evening before, we decided to get the whole group together and do the Licola end of Mount Margaret Track. It's fairly steep, but nothing too challenging, and the grip is phenomenal. You're driving on quite a coarse rock for most of it, so grip levels are great. It's easy to drive, no one had any issues with slipping. We took a few of the little technical side tracks just to have a bit of a play, and so some of the guys could test out their new lifts and tyres and whatnot. And yeah, everyone had a great time driving up towards the helipad.
Needs to bump that last bit.
Yeah, if you kept that bumping up that last bit, you would have made it. You touched the rock and stopped.
Saw that wall coming up.
Here we go.
Ranger.
What's going on?
I'm just gonna fix. But we're working on the Ranger again, Shane.
That's what I noticed.
Yeah. This
At least you got a
Ranger-
mechanic here for you to
that's right.
look after it.
I've
Is that a cable tie I just saw?
It is several cable ties are getting used in this job. I think you'll find, Shane.
Perfect.
I'm glad you should ask, Shane. As a matter of fact, I'm working on it.
Yeah, I just noticed the bonnet was up.
Having fun working on a Ranger.
Headlight?
All this aftermarket shit.
Yeah. That's alright. It's only got to get you home. It's all good.
Yeah.
After a quick walk up to the tower at the Pinnacles, we headed back down. We could see this storm rolling in and we wanted to make sure we were back on the road before we got soaking wet. So we descended Billy Goats and headed in towards Dargo for lunch, and that was pretty much the end of my trip. I had to get home, so I left the group, which then headed into Talbotville for camp that night, and I just made it straight back to Canberra from Dargo.